Hey everyone, in today's video I'm combining three of my biggest passions: surfing, recording action footage, and 3D printing. This video will explain how I got my action cam set up and optimized using 3D printing to make the ultimate safe and strong action cam mount for surfing, supping, and any other action sport where you need a reliable mount. If you've ever had your camera mount break off mid-session, you'll want to stick around. So here's the deal. I love capturing my life. I've got over 200,000 videos and images of everything from travel to water sports. But when I really got into subsurfing this last winter, I hit a wall. I took the action cam out a couple times and it just got in the way. I was paddling out trying not to die, and at the same time the camera was just another thing to worry about. After breaking my surfboard camera mounts a couple of times and having to spend the rest of the session with the camera stuffed down my suit, which is not only uncomfortable, but dangerous if you land on it when you fall, I just couldn't focus on my surfing. The camera was a distraction, and I stopped filming my sessions for a while. After getting a DJI Action 4 and getting some more experience and confidence out in the water, I decided to try film again. The footage was amazing after I got a few sessions to get the camera adjustments right. I was not great in the video, but it helped me see what I was doing wrong and occasionally what I was doing right, and after watching, it really helped me make some relevant corrections and improve my surfing. In my mind, I'm doing this. In reality, I'm doing more of this. So now I was capturing great quality footage, but my sessions were still often interrupted with broken surf mounts and camera mounts. At about $5 each, I decided I could print these for myself for a couple of cents. Luckily, I didn't even have to do too much work. There was already a CAD model out there on Maker's World. This was fantastic and worked really well, but I was even breaking these mounts due to the layer lines being horizontal. I was printing these out of PETG for strength, and I did try to print them at an angle, but the prints were too rough to use and had some print fails, as PETG is not as forgiving as PLA. Even though these new 3D printed mounts only cost a few cents, it took time to remove the broken mounts and tape each time. Not to mention the danger of a broken plastic plug. They can be really sharp. I realized even the unbroken mounts are kind of sharp if you fall on them. So I decided to redesign them. This is my journey. My first step was a redesign of the original version from Zenzo Mateo. I found the tolerances were very tight and it was stiff and made it hard to remove. I hurt my fingers numerous times removing the camera from the mount. It hurt so much when I hit my freezing cold hands against the mount. So step one, I just edited the existing model and made it a tiny bit looser. So I imported Zenzo Mateo's designs into Fusion 360. And I'm really not good at this, so converted to a mesh and then just slowly unextruded, like negatively extruded some of the walls. It was really difficult because there were tons of triangles. I couldn't smooth out the surfaces, and there were definitely a few little like edges that I couldn't get rid of. But I shaved away over here and under here, and I shaved away the little track in the middle just so that it would, have a little bit more wiggle room. I also realized if the mount was a bit loose, it would be less likely to break and the camera would pop out, which was fine as I have lots of backup protocols, which you'll see later in the video. I have never broken or lost a camera yet. After making that adjustment, I realized that I could even do better. The mounts are still kind of sharp when the camera is not in them. The mounts always broke in the same place as the one I bought, and they all seem to break, no matter if they're injection molded or 3D printed. I wanted to redesign a mount that was safer and much stronger. Version 2. I'm not really a designer, and I wasn't really sure how to approach the redesign of the mount. But then I broke it down to its base components. The base was just two circles, the clip was just two L shapes on either side, and the guide track in the middle is kind of optional. I extruded a circle and then created another circle and extruded that slightly higher inside the main circle. I then created the middle track by extruding a rectangle. I then took the two upside down L shapes and added a curve so that they would be smoother and less dangerous, as well as being stronger and reinforced. I then beveled everything just to make sure that all the edges were round and soft and no one could get snagged or caught on them. And there you have it, a beautiful reinforced and safe camera mount. I printed 9 of these and none have broken yet. Version 3. My poor design skills made me pause after version 2 thinking I had solved the problem. But I decided to really complete the idea. I went nuts on this version with the reinforcement, making it much stronger on the mount clips. I did this by extending the mount clips all the way to the edge of the plug. I printed 9 of these and have not broken one yet. Here's my board and subsurf setup. I use extreme automotive tape to keep the mounts on the board. I use the same on the leash plug. I also 3D printed the leash plug. Sometimes I have this position on the front of the board and sometimes on the back. I always have 3 working mounts on each board. But wait, something's missing. I forgot to put my security blanket on. So first, I looped the floaty leash into the plug leash. Then I put the camera into the floaty. Then I wind the float leash around the mount so it doesn't get in the way of the shots or in the way of surfing. And then I always make sure that there's a bunch of wiggle that the camera can move around, so if a big wave hits it, it's not going to break. I love that the leash has a little bit of elasticity. That way it prevents it breaking off as well. Gives a little bit more forgiveness. And if a mount does break, I can just switch it between mounts super easy. Please try these mounts out if you've had the same experiences with traditional board mounts, and let me know how they work for you. Thanks for watching. See you in the water, dude.